Hey, everybody. Good evening. Welcome to Soul Fulfilling. I'm happy to have you here. I'm going to stay on the microphone tonight so you hear everything that I do. And joining me tonight is life coach Ade. There you are. I was afraid that you took a vacay. How are you doing, life coach?
I am wonderful, excited to be here and do what we do and hear what we need to hear to share.
Oh,
That
yes.
sounded like
Yeah.
poetry, didn't it? Sounded poetic.
No, it was poetic. You're cool.
It is good to be here, and I love how life shows up. And it's all about being aware, being present, being focused. I see people coming in already. The people are
Oh,
coming
yeah.
in,
We're loading
and
in.
you're gonna
Welcome.
Yeah, we got Dee Dee in the house, Melissa. We have Mel, I think it is, and we got folks on IG. But you're going to start us off with a song, right?
Perhaps. I just want to give thanks for our time together. I want to give thanks for soul
Yes.
fulfilling, soulful conversations, songs. We're just here together from 6 o'clock to 7 p.m. around a Wednesday. I love you all. Hi, Susan, Jennifer Carls Lake, all my friends, Lisa Michelle. Oh, this has been quite a day. Mother, Father, God, how great thou art, how infinite, how wonderful, so very close, so very near. My breath begins and ends with you. My breath begins and ends with you. That's the ultimate prayer. Mother, Father, God, how great thou art. You care for me. I care for you. My life is your life. Live through me. My mind is filled with thoughts of you. My mind is filled with thoughts of you. Oh, Mother, Father, God, how great thou art, how infinite, how wonderful. Mother, Father, God, how great thou art, how infinite, how wonderful. So very close, so very near. My breath begins and ends with you. My breath begins and ends with you. My breath begins and ends with you. That's the truth.
Yes, indeed. It is the
My breath
truth.
begins and ends. When you're not breathing no more, it's over. Party over. Oops, out of time. You are out of here.
It's a wrap.
Right now, when so many people are struggling with respiratory to breathe, they're
Yeah.
on ventilators. And then some people are in just in traumatic situations
Hmm.
where it's hard to breathe.
Yeah.
Where it's hard to breathe. And
Yeah.
so that breath is really, really special. It's really special because my
Yes.
breath begins and ends with you. And God knows I know. That's why
Hmm.
God gave me the song.
Hmm.
Hey, yes. Hey, welcome everybody. Thank you, Michelle. Good evening, Philly in the house. Rosalind, hey. Dorothy James. Hey, my friends. Peggy Zimmerman. Yes. Dorothy Gates. Y'all dial on in, dial on in. As I continue our conversation this evening with the wonderful coach Ade Mula Anifa Woshe. Anifa Woshe.
You get the last name. You do the last name. You're still working on the first name because you. I noticed that you're really determined to call my full first name. So,
So
Ademola. Ademola.
Ade Mola. That's one name?
Yeah.
That's one name?
Yeah. That's
Ade
my name.
Mola.
Yeah.
All right. Yeah. So hey. So I'm thankful for the presence of the living good inside
Mm,
of me, the living God that's got me going in
mm,
a high, high, holy way. I'm thankful. We're coming to the end of the classic new year, the classic year in the ways of the 365 days,
yeah.
beginning with January 1st. And so
Hmm.
now we're coming to the end of it. And wow, this has been a year. I hear people going like, I'm so glad this year is over. It's like with me, it's moment to moment.
Yes.
I
Yeah.
was glad when a few other things were over.
Right. Right.
When I made
Yeah.
my way through some things because those things marked the end of of uh, of of a period in my life. So I was glad when I was done. But the year, it's like, oh my gosh, there's been so many blessings this year.
Hmm.
There have been so many blessings, so many things that I can be thankful for.
Yeah.
And moving forward, we step into the broader space
Mm,
with gratitude and not lamentation.
yes.
Okay. It's
Yes.
like we sing, we let it go, we breathe, we bless, we honor, we share, we let go, we wake up, we stand up, we do our best,
Hmm.
and we keep on moving.
Yes.
We keep on moving. We don't do a disservice to spiral up in joy.
Hmm.
We don't do a disservice.
Hmm.
As a matter of fact, my joy makes me whole.
Hmm.
Hey now.
Yes.
So come
Yes.
on with it. Come on with
Yeah.
it, coach. What you got to say?
But I love what you was two things that you well you said a lot of things, but two that's jumping at me. We don't do it a disservice. We step into service. When we don't step into service, we do life and ourselves a disservice. And I just heard that you were talking about it. And then the thing about people say, I'm so glad this year is over. There's a part of me that kind of understands what they're saying, but
Mhm.
it's for me, no matter how challenging the year has been, the things that happened grew me. So I'm grateful for the experiences, the fact that I'm still here, that I'm still sane. And sometimes we tend to think, generalizing here, we tend to think that there is a something better will happen tomorrow. Better doesn't happen tomorrow. Better happens now.
Right now.
So if I'm looking forward to next year for my better to happen, when I get into the next year, my consciousness is set into tomorrow. So even in the next year, I'm still looking to tomorrow. We
Yeah.
have to learn to see the better now, the good now, because we're bringing it with us. It's
Yeah.
not out there.
Yes. Yeah. Rob McDonald on Sunday, I was telling him, I said, Rob, you look good, man.
Mm,
You look good. Rob changed his mind.
mm,
He changed his diet, his
mm,
livid. You know, he changed his mind. He knew that he had a certain condition and it wasn't going to get better with the
mm,
way he was continuing in doing the things that he always does, eating the same old stuff he ate. And he decided that he was going to make some changes. And I was looking at him, I was like, Rob, you look good.
mm,
I said, you've trimmed your body. I said, look at you. He was like, yeah. He said, I ain't waiting for this year to end. He said, I'm not waiting for it to end to start a new pattern. You
mm,
know,
mm.
he says, I want to be ready when it opens. That's what he
Yes,
said. I want to be ready when it opens.
yes,
And
yes.
so the way to be ready when it opens is to be ready right now. is to make that decision right now to love, to
Mm-hmm.
make that decision right now to share, you
Yeah.
know, and it does not happen tomorrow.
Mm-mm.
It
Mm.
happens right now.
We can't step into tomorrow. We can't go
Yeah.
back into yesterday.
Yes.
And and I think for me, the more I begin to learn that, because there are times when I wish that I can't wait for something to happen for me to feel a certain kind of way,
Mhm.
but being able to tweak that. And the vision I'm getting, it's like going to a theater and waiting in line to go in to see the actors. This conversation we're having is about recognizing we are the one bringing the performance, we are the one bringing the play, and we get to go on stage whenever we're ready, and we don't even have to wait to get on stage. And I think
Mhm.
there's too many times in the I think in the Bible, or I know in the Christian tradition, they always say wait on the Lord, wait on
Mhm.
the Lord. And that's often translated to you just waiting to see what the Lord's going to do. But when
Mhm.
you go to a restaurant, a waiter doesn't just go, I'm just going to wait to see what you want. No, they're present. Can I help you? What would you
Mhm.
like to have? How's
Mhm.
the dinner? How's the
Mhm.
meal? Do you want water? So when we're waiting on the Lord, the law of life, we're
Mhm.
present. We're available. Like, what would you have me do? What is mine to do?
Mhm.
That's when we're in service. But
Yes.
when we're just like, we're just waiting for God to hug, well, maybe when we get to 2021, things will be better. Well, you're doing life a disservice.
Mhm. Mhm. And then sometimes I think with waiting on the Lord or waiting on the great law of life or whatever the Lord means to you, sometimes the Lord in the Christian world means you waiting on Jesus to come by to
Mm.
show up, you know, um, or that healing. You're waiting on the healing that hasn't happened yet that you can see.
Right.
So you're just you're doing all that you can, and you're kind of placing it in God's hands.
Mm.
Sometimes that's
Yeah.
kind of
True.
like, you know, but for me, like when I wrote the song Wait on the Lord, you know, it's like when I started it, I was out of sorts,
Mm.
you know. And this was like back in, I think I wrote this song around 2002. And I don't sing it much because of that word Lord. And
Yeah.
but now I can sing it because I know it's good, man. That's a beautiful song. And where my heart was at, it was like, you know, I'm in a very hurtful situation right now, or painful situation, or I'm in, not me now. Now I'm cool. But when the song was being born, it was like
Hmm.
I was in a situation where there was sadness deep in me. There was something, there was turmoil. That's a better word.
Mm.
Turmoil. There was turmoil. There was turmoil in here, was unrest in here. It was unrest. Yet I knew that the joy that I came to know was inside of me.
Hmm.
Like you said, it wasn't tomorrow. It was inside of me, and it was inside of me now. But I had to get still,
Yeah.
and I had to settle down and settle into nothingness, nothing changing at all, just being in the presence of God, just being in the stillness and allowing something greater than myself,
Yes.
my figurines, to emerge.
Hmm.
And that's a real alignment. And so this
Yes.
song, I don't know if I can play the song. I can. This song says, you are my joy. You are my joy. Far beyond my doubting heart is your joy. So sweet, too sweet to not know. You know, to Lord, and you are my path. You are the song deep within my desperate cry is your song of love. It's too strong to deny. And so I wait on the Lord. Hey, I'm gonna sing it. And I will wait for you, oh God, listening for all that I am, just knowing your love has pulled me through. I'm waiting here for only you, for only you. You are the answer. Free my mind and feed my soul with your joy. So sweet, this joy I will know. Oh, yes, I will. And so I wait on the Lord. Well, I don't mind waiting when I wait on the Lord. Oh, yes, I am. I just wait on the Lord. I sit right down and wait on the Lord. Sometimes I have to sit right down and wait on the Lord. The love of God. Oh, yes, I wait on the Lord. Take a deep breath with me. It says, I will wait for you, O God, listening for all that I am, knowing your love has pulled me through. It's already pulled me through.
Mhm.
I'm in time and space, though. I'm waiting here for only you.
Yes.
Only you. You're the answer. You're the answer. Oh, man. Yes.
You know what I caught listening to that song? Even the whole thing about waiting and being in action and being available. The waiting, as I listened to the song, there is an inner activity. It's not the inaction. There's action. Someone may be sitting still, lying on the bed, can't get up, can't walk. But waiting on the Lord, there is an inner activity to remembering that I am part of something different, that God is right here, right now. Life is breathing itself as me. I love that song. I
Yeah.
love that song. It's well, all your songs are prayers, but that's ultimate prayer, no matter
I
what is
haven't
going
sung
on.
that song in years.
Mm.
Ademula. I just say Ade. Okay.
Yes, thank you.
Okay, Ade. But I haven't sung it in years. And
Mm,
I'm just, we're just so blessed
mm,
right now in this zone. I mean, the people who are here, imagine what life would be like if we had never met, if you never heard the sound of the songs.
mm,
It would be life goes on. A lot of people in the world don't know it, but you know them.
mhm.
You know them. You've heard them.
Yeah,
So welcome in,
yeah.
and I give thanks for all the songs that showed up this year.
Mm.
This was a good year. Oh my God, I could do a countdown of the songs written this year. You do a lot of countdowns. Let's see.
Yeah.
Before I go there, let me come over here to read some of what y'all saying. Barbara Williams, yep, God is right here and right now. Hey, Barbara,
Mhm.
waiting, a process. I'm embracing more than ever. I love that
Yes.
song, Paulette Lucas. Thank you. Hey, Maxine. Yes, Sally Lawson. Yes, yes. I'm not touching anything. Thank you, Ayana Stokes, because I
Mhm.
know you out there.
Mhm.
Yes. And Dorothy James is on with us. And yeah, Dorothy James, man, we've been singing some songs this year, but every year has revealed so many songs. I'm just really thankful uh for the journey in any way that I can serve. That word serve.
Yes.
I have another word now. You want me
Yes.
to share my word for serve?
Oh, what
Share.
is?
It's my way to share. It's my
Mm,
way to share. You know,
I like that.
it's my way,
Yeah.
you know, to let go of that which no longer shares with me.
Which longer shares me. I know that's right.
It ain't quite interchangeable.
But it works. I'm really
Bruh.
what no longer shares me. So I'm no longer in union with that. So it's kind of like we can divorce ourselves
Mhm.
from belief system, egoic patterns, behavioral patterns that we
Yeah,
just don't need to carry with us anymore.
yeah,
But I do
yeah,
like that because how can I serve?
yeah,
That sometimes get people in the head. I don't know. But using the
yeah.
substituting sometimes with share. How
How
can
can
I
I share it?
share?
Right.
That's
Because
like,
you
oh,
say,
I
how
can
can I
share.
share? All
Yeah.
kinds of things come on. You say, how can I serve? Oh, well, I don't know. Well, how can I share? Hey,
Mhm.
you got
Yep.
to smile quickly. You
Yep.
know what I mean? A smile. You
Mhm.
don't even have to have piano lessons to smile,
Mhm.
right?
Yeah.
Yeah, you
Yeah.
don't have to have a practitioner license to smile. Matter of fact, well, okay, I'm keep on rolling.
Yeah. She's on the road now.
Sometimes people be leaning on practitioners so hard that, they go like, man, I just need a moment to breathe
Mhm.
myself. But the real practitioner gives it up. you
Yeah.
know they
Yeah.
understand. And I honor everybody who's here praying for other people, lifting them up, and those who share the journey, who use words, who have great facility with words, and who have powerful consciousness, though, who have this consciousness of love, the consciousness of love, because it's love that's doing it. It's not the word. It's all in here. It's in
Yeah.
our intention. But y'all know that. Everybody on this call knows that. So what we're gonna do tonight, what we're gonna do tonight,
Everybody knows it, but what you're doing, you're echoing what people know, and they go, "Oh yeah." So
yeah,
we do need you to activate that, and then to get like, what is it called? Strike a chord with how
strike.
you see it, because
Yes,
it's a constant developing, a courting, being in relationship with the God within.
yeah,
Because we hear the words and it makes sense, but
yes,
when I'm not feeling the words, when someone tells me take a breath, I'm like, take a breath. I still got to pay my rent. How's a
yeah.
breath gonna pay? But if I can really, if I've been practicing becoming one with my breath, where in that moment I may just remember there is something breathing me.
Mm-hmm.
And that's something that's breathing me might lead me to, finding the money to pay the rent. Or maybe
Yes,
that something would tell me it's time to move out that apartment anyway.
right.
Yeah. So it's by
Yeah.
being able to have that intimate relationship, as you were saying, with the self, the higher self, the divine life. It's a constant coming back
Mm-hmm.
to God, coming back to love.
Mm-hmm.
And no matter how noisy it gets out there, we got to come back to that space within. And what you do with the songs, the conversation, the stories, it's
Mm-hmm.
just striking a chord where the things that we know, we get to hear it differently. Like, I've never thought of it that way. We may never thought about it that way, but it activated the truth that's already there. So don't ever hold back on sharing your stories, all I'm trying to say.
Okay. All righty. Okay. Okay, coach. I got it. I needed a coach, and God sent me one. I got another coach too. I have Norma Choza. Norman
Mm,
Choza is a great life coach, and we've been working together over the past year, and even starting last year, 2019, going into 2020. And I got to say, it's been really wonderful working with someone who helps you see it together,
Mhm.
who brings structure to it. And
Yeah.
you do that. You do that beautifully,
Thank you.
Ade. That's what you do. And I think we all do it for each other, when there's
Yes.
willingness,
Hmm.
we listen and we go like, boom, 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 boom. What if, what if? And if you're not around people like that, you might want to get a couple, who can help you draw the circle wider on your gifts, on your experience. I mean, this year has been so telling on a lot of levels about where we are in our in our readiness. I mean, there's been so much fear of dying. There have been
Yes.
so much death.
Yeah.
So many people made their way over,
Hmm.
but and we didn't expect them to be making their way over. But when it's my time to go, I'm not expecting, I wasn't expecting it per se, but I just hope that when it comes, when it's that time, that I'm not going like, that I hope I want to die like this.
Like, is it my turn? Is it my turn right
You,
now? Okay.
they say a coward dies 1,000 deaths. They ain't never lied about that. They ain't never lied. You see that? There's a guy on YouTube going like, I ain't never lied.
I ain't never lied.
You ain't no, you ain't never lied. He just keeps saying you ain't never lied.
Yeah.
But the
Mm.
that thing that happens when I'm taking a bath, because I'm taking baths now because I'm in my office, and my office, it has a bathroom, and they're working in my bedroom. I haven't been in there for like 2 months because they're painting and just, they had replace asbestos stuff in the ceiling and all kinds of stuff. So I've been kind of like moving
So
around.
what you're saying is you used to use shower, now you're bathing because
So I've been
people.
bathing. But even when I was taking showers,
Right, right.
and this is my life, I'm telling you, nobody would believe that somebody with all this beautiful music that flows through them and the presence of God as a constant friend,
Mm,
you know, would have moments like when I'm taking a shower every time. What comes on my mind is like, if an earthquake happens right now, and the floor falls in, I just want to be present. It's like, what's gonna happen? It's like, if
mm,
and I'm in the bathtub. What if something happens right now? If there's an explosion, it's like,
mhm,
it's like that. What if the worst scenario is coming through my mind? And but the deal is that I just let it go. There was a time in my life, where I would get engaged with it and get like, oh, now I just know it happens. It's part of death on my shoulder.
mhm,
It's just perched right there, you know, and it's never too far away from any of us. So
right,
it's not a stranger, in other
mm,
words. And when it's time, it's time. I tell you what, having Georgia here at home with her with and Stephen was here this weekend. Some of you who watched the live stream saw my son Stephen, and he was holding the baby, and he was singing too. My son was singing. It's nothing like being around my children, my nephew, Jermone Byers, who's here as co-producer this evening, on the side as our technician, our sound man. It's like being around these young people to see that the tide is turning,
mhm,
you know, and what it, when I sing, what it means, pondering what it means to be free, what it means, I'm pondering what it means to be free. It's like, wow, I don't have to work as hard as I used to have to work all the time. Like, something's different now. I'm not planning programs all the time. I'm not doing those things that was my job. It's like, what happens now is I have a chance to be present in a very simple way,
mhm,
you know? And I'm thinking, like, is that what getting older is? And I think, no, that's just what change is.
mhm, mhm.
Can I read something from a book? This is a poem by Haki Matabuti. Haki Matabuti is a great writer, but he did a book that was about the great uh, genius Gwendolyn Brooks. Gwendolyn Brooks was a great writer, great African American writer, great woman, great writer, great, just a great poet. And he wrote this whole book is on tribute to Gwendolyn Brooks. So I'm going like, man, when I die, if don't nobody do something like this, I'm gonna come back and haunt all y'all. So anyway, the name of this one is 83. Is the whole book is about Gwendolyn Brooks, and the author is Haki Matabuti. So, and he's writing about her, and he says the weather does not age; it changes, bringing peach and hurricanes, water and sun for planting, walking, and smiles, extending people to long life, maybe. I've grown up in your magic. He's talking about Gwendolyn. I've grown up in your magic, shadows and words. I've seen you manage pens, paper, poor eyesight, and gift giving. I've measured the recent dip in your walk, noting the way the wind leans you into its current, and I worry. What if I'm not there to catch your arm? To gently steer you away from a fall, missed step, or from harm's way. But you've always been your own clock. And as the seasons disappear and rise, you know exactly what time it is. Beating the beat in storms not of your making. Beating the beat in storms not of your making. So I was like, oh my God, that's just so beautiful. It's just so beautiful to be in community, to be in fellowship, to be with people who care about you, people who check in on you, people who call to see how you're doing.
Mm.
You know, they might not be able to be there to get your arm when you fall. And many people, when you get up in years, I'm hearing about a lot of different accidents. People are falling and, different things, it's like, but if you can, you have folks around who are concerned, who love you, who talk to you, see about you, as I beat the drum, in the time of turbulence, because, I'm doing it, it's like, yeah, I'm here doing it. And my family is around me. I'm so thankful. I'm just really thankful that life right now at the end of the year or the beginning of the new year, it has me surrounded by those who love me, cause I live in the fellowship of the kingdom. What song is that? I thought first,
I used to think that I needed somebody.
I didn't know it.
All I needed was my
that was real.
God. When you if you're going to do this song, but there's a comment in the chat room that I would like us to address because I think you want to do the song first, or you want to go to comments.
No, I don't want to.
So the comment is, with so much unnecessary suffering and people dying alone, I think it's insensitive to say when it's your time, it's your time. I have something to say about that, but what would you say to that, Ricky?
Well, I can't say what's insensitive for somebody. It's like, people get to say what feels like to them. So it's her experience is like it feels insensitive. Hey, my mom passed on. My mother passed. It was her time. It was her time. My mother was here for 94 years. I knew a beautiful child that passed at 12 years old. He had an asthma attack, and he was just left out of here. Left his whole family, his two brothers, his mom, his father. I didn't know his dad, but I knew his mom. And and maybe there's better language, maybe there's better language. But when I'm saying, I believe that, you're not going to go before your time. It's just like like a friend of mine said when Carl Anderson died. And I felt like it was insensitive. So I know what this person is saying. But when Carl Anderson died, Carl Anderson is like a patron saint to me. And they said, well, he got 59 years.
Mm.
I was like, what does that mean?
Yeah.
He got 59 years. My friend died, and you telling me he got 59 years. She says, he got 59 years.
Mm.
So that's the thing. It's like, we got a chance at it. We got to stretch. We got a journey. We got to walk here on the earth. So whatever that means to you, language can have us going in circles, but in the heart, what it means is that
Yes,
we got what we got.
that's right.
Okay, we can't turn back the wheels of time. When somebody has passed, somebody has passed. A
Hmm.
lot goes into that, a lot of suffering from loved ones, a lot of sadness, a lot of letting go, a lot of tears,
Hmm.
you know? And then, but it just depends. When
Hmm.
my mom passed, there was great celebration in the room. There was great celebration. So it just depends on how you live your life. You know, I think it's insensitive to kill cows for beef. I think it's insensitive to kill a pig.
Hmm.
But I'm not the only one on this earth. I realize that.
Hmm.
I'm just like one of the good little. Okay, there's an appointed time. Yes,
Yes, yes. And you also said something that caught my attention when you said, I think you said, death is not a stranger. When you said, I was like, whoa! It's simple, but it's powerful. And we have been conditioned, and we live our lives. Those of the we's that live like that, that death is a stranger, and they tell us don't talk to strangers. So we're like afraid of strangers, like don't come near me, don't come near me. And we're constantly being bombarded with this stranger called death as we've been conditioned, like, oh, look, he's taking this amount of people. But if we start to change our relationship with this thing called death, if we start to have a different connection, a deeper connection with God, we realize death and life, they're side by side.
yeah.
Every night we're dying.
I like having a great relationship with this thing called life
Hmm.
and really honoring it. Like I was talking to a beautiful person this morning, one of my cousins, and she was talking about the COVID virus and how real it is and how many people it's taken out. And she was, we having one of those conversations. Uh, and I said a lot. I said yes, but we also die. We die from the way we live. Also,
Hmm.
we eat food that kill us. That kills. We eat food that kills us. You know, we don't. We do all the time. We don't. We're not. Sometimes we just don't know better.
Right.
And so, and I was talking to this person, and we're the same age. I mean, she's just a year older than I am. But you might not know it if you saw us walking. And if we were running, you wouldn't believe it at all.
Hmm.
You know. And so the thing and it, that and I mean, but sometimes it's not even about the food. I mean, my mom had a body that was challenged with arthritis from the time she was 17.
Wow.
So she was learning through her body temple. That's where she was learning her lessons. So, everybody's journey is just quite different. Everybody ain't gonna be a vegan. Everybody ain't gonna live like Ricky,
Hmm.
be like Ricky. We got to be like who you are. But I'm
So,
just saying, honor the day by bringing your best to it.
mhm.
you know and if you need to shed some pounds so your heart doesn't beat so much, shed some pounds, just push back a little bit, eat a
Mhm.
little less. Yeah, you ain't got to give up meat, just stop eating that big old piece of it.
Let it last for a week instead of one day. And then talk about the itis kicked in. No, it's just too much food.
Yeah, I'm the health person, and I'm also the Indian. It's like my mom used to look at me and she was like, you're Indian. I was
Mm.
like, I look at her like, what you talking about, Willis? you know we are all, most African Americans on this planet in this country is Indian. But she was like, no, the way you feel about it. She said the earth, the sky, the water, you're very connected to the earth in a
Yes.
very powerful way, Ricky. And you got to realize that. And now I understand what she's talking about.
Yes.
It's all in the music,
Mm.
you know. It's
Sorry,
all in
I keep interrupting when you're about to play a song, but I think this is important for people to hear because when we listen to one another. So Jamel, I hope I'm pronouncing her name. She said, "I appreciate the clarification. Your words can be." You said, "Yes, words can be limiting and may not convey our true intention." Personally, I can't imagine telling someone who has just lost a loved one that it was their time to go. But words often fail us. Thank you for addressing my concerns.
Oh, I would never tell anybody that either.
Mhm.
Believe me, I would never tell somebody that.
Mm, mm,
But in my mother's case, I understood it, you know. I understood it because I lived with my mom day in and day out, night after night. I was with my mother. And when I say it was time for my mother to go, I say it with all the love in my heart.
mm.
Yeah. I am in the darkness. I am in the light. See me if you can. Everywhere I am, I am dwelling in the sunshine, dwelling in the shadows, dwelling in believers and in folks who don't know. I am all appearing and I am all invisible. I am in the highest. I am in the very low. Glory God appearing. Glory God invisible. Glory in the highest. Glory, glory God below. She is in the sunshine. She is in the shadows. I see her all around me. Everywhere she is, I am in the darkness. God is in the light. See me if you can. Everywhere I am.
You're singing the songs that got me through many, many challenges and also helped me integrate spiritual truth during my time at Hillside International Truth Center. I mean, I am in the darkness, I am in the light, dwelling in unbelievers and folks who don't know. It's like, wait, that means wherever God is, I am. Wherever I am, God is. I am right in it. I am all in it. And those to just kind of allow those words to sink in. Like the sister just said, words gets in the way. I think there's also something to be said when words come through music.
Mm,
Because music, this is what I'll say, music is a language of God.
mm,
And people like you, Ricky, who can tap into that and download that. It goes beyond all the separation and polarization, and it goes straight to the heart.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, there's so many songs that you have that I would call my favorite song, but that one, I am all appearing everywhere. There is no spot where God is not.
There is no spot.
There is no spot
No
where
spot.
God is not.
No part. No side. Either side of the way. It's a win-win situation.
It's a win-win situation.
It's a win-win.
Mm,
I saw Karen Norman up here, and Karen, I want to say to you, I've been talking about you today because I spoke about Eileen Caddy, one of the founders of Findhorn, the
mm,
great spiritual community in Scotland, and David Spangler and a lot of folks. I don't know, some of you might be familiar with the book, The Laws of Manifestation. Really powerful book. And if you read it, you can see a lot that's familiar in there. So Eileen Caddy, though, wrote a book that's called Flight into Freedom and Beyond. And so Karen's mom, Mama Leanna, who's one of the wise women at at the Soul Sisters retreat that we do the last weekend in July, bought me this book back from Findhorn. So I've been reading the book again, and my mom read the book all the way through. My mother read the book before I did, but I'm reading it, and I realize there's so many parallels, and that's why uh, Mama Leanna brought this book for me. So hello, Karen. Thank you for your beautiful words, and I wanted to read a poem tonight on love that was written by Eileen Caddy. She says, "Love is an inner state of being. It expresses itself in 1,001 little ways: a look, a touch, an action. Love is the universal language. It can be understood by all, for it is the language of silence. Love is sharing, and sharing is communication.
mm,
Communication is the lifeblood of love. Communication is the secret of staying in love. Don't just discuss, but share with
mm,
love. Seek unity, not just happiness, because happiness is a byproduct. Happiness is like a butterfly. The more you chase it, the more it eludes you. But if you turn your attention to other things, it would come softly and sit on your shoulder. Love is everywhere, but you have to be aware of it to appreciate it fully, like the air you breathe. Take nothing for granted, for when you do, it takes all the joy and sparkle out of life.
mm,
Life is so thrilling, so exciting. Everything has meaning. There's a pattern and plan running through it all, and nothing is by chance. Always remember that nothing can quench love, nothing can withstand it. Perfect love casts out all fear. Love dissolves all guilt. Love makes the world go round. It is love that will bring peace and unity to the world, and nothing else can do it. Where there is love, there is peace. That's from when she says here, love is sharing, and
yes,
sharing is
yes.
communication.
Communication.
Communication is the life blood of love. So which takes me to, oh my God, this hour goes by way too fast, Ade.
Yes. Oh, we've lost your sound. We've lost your sound. Jerome Tech. So the last thing we heard, now it's still, yeah. Oh, I think something got moved. Okay, Ricky, we're back. There we go. You're back.
Okay, I'm back.
Hmm.
Okay, so my good friend Norma Choza, the life coach I was talking about a while back,
Hmm.
read some cards for me last night. She had a new deck, and they were amazing. And the cards she pulled were great. And so I want to share them because if you're connected to me, then they're your cards too. No, okay, but they're good. The first card she said was no. She said there is no. I was like, oh,
That's
you
NO,
know,
right?
no. Like,
Hmm.
and I was like being clear about what you will not take.
Hmm.
What you will do and what you won't do. You
Hmm.
know. And then she says, this is low battery, 10%. This is low. Okay. All right. It says, honesty and communication. Keep the lines of communication open, speaking what is there for you to say. You know, keep the lines of communication open. I have a cord. Okay. My nephew was going like, don't panic. Keep the lines of communication open. And so Eileen Caddy says, love is communication. You got it. We have to talk to each other. You know what I used to like about choir rehearsals? That I got to talk to people,
Mhm.
that I got to share with them. I got to share. We got to share with each other. Keep the lines of communication open, speaking into what is there. Trust the universe. That was another card, that I'm one with the source. And finally, knowing what is and the no card came up again, knowing what's not there for me to do, knowing what I don't have to do anymore.
Mhm.
And then clear, cancel, and release.
Mm.
Clear, cancel, and release. Isn't that powerful?
Yes, indeed.
I mean, it's just really powerful. But I want to go back to honesty and communication, and about keeping the lines of communication open. And I want Ade to share a little something about the lines of, if you feel like it. If you don't
I
feel like it.
do. And it's funny because, of course, you and I kind of had a little conversation about this earlier in preparation for the show. But I'm going to be transparent here because I really feel it and I'm actually moved by what happened. Um, so the sister, Jamel, was saying, I think it's insensitive to say when it's your time. And I had something to say, but I'm thankful that I threw it over to you first because your response was, I can't say what is insensitive to, I can't decide what that is. And as I listened to that, because my response, even though at that time I felt like I would have been thinking I'm enlightening, it it really, when I look back, would have been defensive.
Mhm.
And I'm moved by you just saying, okay, I can't say what is insensitive for somebody else, but this is what I know. And for me, that's a demonstration of love. Like, I mean, I'm having a moment because I just because I think I know doesn't mean I always have to teach. I can allow people to have the experience, and that's a way of sharing love. And thank you, thank you. That was big for me. Thank you. And we lost Ricky. Oh, there you are. You're back. Oh, we lost your sound. The sound is coming back. Oh boy, it's the simple things that just touch. And this whole thing about honest in communication is oftentimes that's the hardest thing to do. It's easy. Vicky, you can hear me, right? I'll keep talking till we can hear you. Good, you can hear me. Great. Um, it's sometimes easy to say the affirmations because they seem very powerful, and we can say, oh, I release the past and I embrace the new. But honest in your conversation, I think for me, and I'm not even trying to teach anything, I just had an experience. So to be, because I was actually thinking, do I want to share that? Do I want to make myself look like I'm learning something on the show? But yeah, because in that honesty, I set myself free and we set ourselves free. And sometimes we have to have uncomfortable conversations. And to speak the truth is an act of love. Now, truth, for me, I look at it as there's a personal truth and there's spiritual truth. Sometimes your truth could be what scares the mess out of you, but you've been holding and enduring. But one day you're just saying, there's something I need to say right here. It scares me. I'm raw. I'm nervous. Your voice is breaking. You're shaking, but you must say it. Sometimes there is somebody there on the other side to receive you and say, you know what? I hear you like I've never heard you before. Sometimes you might have somebody on the other end that says, I'm done with your foolishness. In both ways, You get to choose who you're going to be. And in that honest sharing, that honest communication, we actually set ourselves free. I had an experience this morning. I woke up and I was just overwhelmed with thoughts, and which was, I think part of it, I know part of it was inspired. The catalyst was a new relationship that I'm cultivating. And I had all these fears and doubts and what could happen or what I'm thinking. And if I express, if I tell her about what I'm feeling, is she going to think I'm not good enough? Is she going to think I'm less than? And I shared the message. And what came back to me was nothing but love. Like, thank you for sharing that. Because in you sharing your vulnerable self with me, it makes me feel safe that I know you can receive it. And when we can surrender to that voice, because the inner voice, whether you call it the voice of God, your own voice, your inner child's voice, when we surrender to it and we listen to it, we come from a place of awareness, we can communicate love in a way that it touches the other person. And even the most defensive person would learn a lesson. Like me saying, oh, is it sensitive? But we're all going to die. How's that insensitive? You're like, I can't say what's insensitive for others. And it just like, it's about love. And love, I'm talking about matured love. I'm talking about unconditional love. Ricky, your song, Love, Love Everybody, love when it's hard to love. And if there is a time to love when it's hard to love, this is it. We don't have your sound yet. I know you're getting ready to play, but we don't have your sound yet. No, we don't. Ricky said, I love you. I'm sure you got that. I'm sure you got that. Okay, there you are. You're back now, I think.
I'm back.
Yes, you are. You were going to play a song. What time is it? Oh, you got time. Oh, we could take us out with a song, right?
Okay, I am going to take you out with a song. I want to thank everybody for coming on. I want to invite you to check out Being You with life coach Ade, and
Yes.
which airs what time?
10 p.m. Pacific, 1 Eastern, and 6 p.m. UK time.
Every day?
No, on Tuesday.
Okay, that's
On
important.
Tuesday. That's important, right? Exactly.
Okay. All right. And
Yeah.
then there's the B Hood on Sunday mornings from 10 to 12
Yeah.
p.m. RickyByers.org. You know how to find it. If you found me here, just found it like this on this coming Sunday. And thank you all for coming to be with us tonight. I hope that our conversations have been meaningful. And I love you all. Love the fact that you're in my life. I love that you bring your best. I love that we walk the journey together. Okay. And hey, be it.
Ricky, are you going to take us out with the love? I don't that song.
Love,
Ah,
love, love, everybody. Love, love, love. When it's hard to love, love, our loving will change the world. Share, share, share who you are and share, share when it's hard to share. Share, our sharing will change the world. Happy New Year, everybody. Keep on singing, singing, singing all together. Sing, sing, sing when it's hard to sing. Sing, our singing will change the world. Our loving will change the world. Our loving will change the world. Love will take us higher. Keep loving. Keep allowing and aligning with the God of our spirit. God of the stars, God in our soul. Be here and be thankful. God bless.
Peace and blessings, everyone.